Because I told you before, oh, you can't buy that. Well, it's the 100th time I caught you making a bid on another train that there's no chance that you'll ever win. I hate to let you down, but it's a fact. Gonna let you down, but it's a fact. Because I told you before, oh, you can't buy that. Makes me wanna scream. You can't hold another train. And have you seen the price you would pay? You must be insane. So please listen to me if you have any brain. You just can't keep spending if you wanna run trains. I hate to let you down, but it's a fact. Gonna let you down, but it's a fact. Because I told you before, oh, you can't buy that. 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 Don't you even care? The price they want is way too much. And if you bid, then some other guy will also bid high. So please listen to me, you just can't buy more trains. The card's been declined and the bank account strained. I've gotta let you down, but it's a fact. Gonna let you down, but it's a fact. Because I told you before, oh, you can't buy that.
This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your
You love it, and it's all done in the best possible way.
Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge, Mile Train Outsider. It is Friday again. I think I just read somebody saying these weeks are going by too fast. And yeah, they are. It's hard to believe it's another Friday and I'm here in front of the cameras down around my layout again. But I've been spending more time down here than normal, not just with Cayenne, but I have been working on stuff. So anyhow, let's get to the greetings, the people that are showing up here right away. Normally I go to the top of the chat, but people have been in here chatting and I can't scroll back to the game. Or I did see Jason the Train Freak had popped in and said hello, but I don't see him on the list anymore. So I will say hello to 156 Andrew. Nice to have you here, sir. Rick from Foltz Bailey Model Railroad. And, ladies and gentlemen, Nothing tastes better than when you drink it out of your Foltz Bailey Model Railroad coffee mug. Now, what you drink out of it is up to you, but I guarantee you it will always taste better. Okay, so anyhow, we got Andy the Hot Dog Pilot 63. Efo is here. Hello. Kieran is here. Damien Lafford just came in. Jean Ricard. Joseph, I've gone French. Joseph Agliato is here. Dwight from Curly Express is here. Andrew from March West Junction is here. We've got Mason Dixon Railroad is here. Hello. Nick from Rule 1 Model Railway. The plumber is here. So hopefully nothing will get clogged up. And let's see, we've got a couple of people. I saw that, I now declare you Knights of the Rhomboid Table. So there, Mason Dixon. Mason Dixon, if you want to drop your, if you have a YouTube channel up and you want to drop a link or a Facebook page, you can drop a link to it now. That's why I knight everybody so you can advertise your channels. This is free advertisement. If you want to pick up new subscribers, go right for it. Somebody else was here that I had tonight, but I think they dropped out already. Well, I can't keep them all, can I? So, how is everybody doing? I think I've gotten all the people there now. Let me just adjust a couple of things on the computers. Leslie just came in. Hi, Leslie. Hope you're well. Leslie popped another great rail fanning video up today. Train spotting, rail fanning, whatever you want to call it. You're watching trains and making videos of them. All right. Yeah, the Browns. My favorite bit, because I was so angry how the Browns did what the Browns do. They had a 13-point lead with 93 seconds left and lost because their defensive coordinator decided to play prevent, didn't apparently have his team, the special teams coach really didn't have the team ready to receive an onside kick, and then the defensive coordinator played prevent defense again and allowed the Jets to score 2 easy touchdowns in the last 93 seconds. And so with the Browns up by 9 points with 3 minutes left in the game, Pittsburgh got the ball yesterday. We're talking American football, to anybody who doesn't follow. And immediately he went right to that prevent again. Drop the coverage back, keep the ball in front of you, give up the short passes, but not the deep one. And the short passes turn into deep ones. And they started marching right down the field, and the entire stadium started booing again. The stadium started going nuts. And all of a sudden, the coach is like, oh, they might kill me if I do this again. And so he went back and started bringing his defense up and playing tighter, stronger defense, and the Browns held on and won. So anyhow, you're taking a leaf from my book and going with Kato. Well, that's not a leaf from my book, because my book is the Merklin book. But thank you anyhow. Let me see. Anything else? High Plains Drifter was the other one we had tonight today. Hey, High Plains Drifter. If you got a channel that you want to advertise, just paint it red and put it in the comment section below. That's the best of my Clint Eastwood on short notice. You feel lucky, punk? Well, do you? I can usually do a pretty decent Clint Eastwood impression, but it takes a little bit of warming up. You have to work the vocal cords to do impressions. Anyhow, so what do I have on the docket today? What I have on the docket today is, I don't know. I've probably forgotten everything I wanted to talk about. Let's go to this camera. I'm just hoping I added the microphone. I might have to be silent for a minute and add the microphone, but I don't think so. Which one did I do it with? This one. And yes, I have a microphone added. Okay. I have started redoing my Fowler car system. You can see over here, you can actually see with the dust trail or the clean trail where it was. And I'm still thinking of keeping it that way. But I do want to expand. If you look at the picture, whoops, going that way, over here, down at the bottom here. What I want to do is I'm thinking of looping it around that entire table. And then the buses would run one circuit and the rest of the traffic would run another. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do that. But as I was taking this out, I've run into a couple of problems because I had to rip some track out and I had glued some of this track down to keep it flat. And so when I took some of it up, it didn't come up easily. And some of it broke because it's very thin stuff here. It's very thin laser cut board. And so I bought a couple of new starter kits and such to get all the things. But there's one problem. And I'll probably have to enlarge my camera to show this. But although I think I've already solved the problem. But before I went online, this was going to be a problem. There I am. And I'm behind everything, so I need to bring myself to the front. Boop, boop, boop. There I am. Yeah, I don't have to make it too big there. That's big enough. Okay, so anyhow, this is what is known as the bus stop. What happens is you put a little a turn motor here. It's basically a magnetic pulse. And what it does is when you have a wire line that is what your Fowler car follows. And that's what this middle groove is. And then there's a split here or here. And when you want the bus to go into the bus stop, maybe I'll do it this way. When you want the bus to go into the bus stop, this motor sends a pulse, which you have to activate. It sends a pulse, and it bumps the magnetic drive on the car, which is really just a ski like my third rail system. And it bumps it to take the other rail. And so the bus will go in here. And then where you see what looks like a bandage down here, and again, trying to do this mirrored reverse is just crazy. Right there is a stop motor, which then creates an electromagnetic pulse, which stops the motor inside the Fowler car for a set period of time. Then that stop motor turns off and allows the car motor to activate and get back on the path and take off on the bus stop. Well, here is the old one. This is the new one. Here's the old one. And when you line them up, you might think they don't look much different, but they are. The spacing between the stop motor and the change or turn motor has been changed by about 2 inches, which means all the holes I drilled on my table are now 2 inches off. They basically still look the same. They line up the same. If you take the two boards and put them on top, old and new, they're basically still the same size. There's a little difference. But, son of a gun, you can see over here, you can see the old or the new one is wider. It's more like an inch off. I think if I line those holes off, it's more than an inch off, because there, I'll line up the holes here. So that's nuts. Hey, Edward is here. How are you? So if I do that, you can see that, it's about an inch difference, old and new. That really creates a bit of a problem. But I think what I'm going to do is just say screw it and use the old holes. Anyhow, maybe it stops the bus a little sooner. Who cares? You'd have to go back 2 years and look at the video of when I had my Fowler car working correctly before I tried to digitize it. And then everything went to hell and all the motors went bad and all that shit. It was very depressing at the time, but I'm finally back at it, just trying to get some things sorted. But Fowler has redesigned a lot of their track. The other issue is Fowler has discontinued their turnout track, the thing that allowed me to have one car go off this way and another car go straight. They've discontinued it. So I'm trying to find anybody with old stock. I'm calling my hobby stores. I'm calling everybody like, do you have any of these turnouts left? And one shop had 4 of them. I need 6, but now I'm up to 4. Now I could fabricate them myself, yes. But anyhow, so I will sync this back in. And so you could kind of see how the Fowler car system was working on my layout. But the idea is the buses would run that loop, and then you can see where there's a turnout. I wish the pointers, that's the one thing I wish OBS had, was a way to have the pointers working. But you can see there's a turnout right in the middle of that picture right there. Right in the middle of that picture, there is a turnout where you can see there's a hole, and the track leads into the bus station or goes straight. And that is actually how the traffic flows in that part of Delmenhorst, Germany. It actually, there is a small one-way street. Actually, there's a one-way street here and a one-way street here, and the bus station is in between them, and then the train station's across the one side. So it was really cool. I had the traffic flow, and then the buses would go in and circle around to stop at the stations. So it was very accurate to the actual traffic flow of Delmenhorst. But I tried to digitize it. That went to hell in a hurry, and everything just fried. And I actually went, it was before I started live streaming, I went like 3-4 weeks without going even down in the basement to look at the trains, because all I did was see that Fowler car system that had failed and I could not fix. And I mean, I spent 8-10 hours a day on weekends under my table, laying on my back, reaching up, wiring, taking out, bought new motors, put them in, just could not get anything to work after I had it all working beautifully, until I decided to add that stupid little digital circuit board underneath so that it would operate itself rather than me having to operate it manually. Yeah. Okay, so anyhow, that's the update on the Fowler car system. The other thing many of you guys will know is, let's go to back to this camera. I bought off of eBay, I got a ton of this Bachmann Easy Track. Now, if you're new to the channel, I run AC 3-rail trains, sort of like Lionel O-gauge stuff, but it's German. I run German trains and Austrian and Czech. But I have a lot of, I do Central European stuff. It's what I got into. I got into the model train hobby at the very end of 2015. I mean, the exact date. I got my first train the first week of December 2015. But anyhow, so I picked up a couple of DC 2-rail, non-digital 2-rail trains. One, because it's a Beatles Eurostar and I'm a Beatles fan, so it was meant to be a shelf queen. But I bought a Mallard and I decided I wanted to see the Mallard run on loops. And I got some track, and I had a little loop here, but it was that crappy Hornby track and it wasn't working. I had the crappy Hornby controller. Well, I went on eBay and I got a whole bunch of Bachmann stuff. Hey, Mark is here. Derek Alexander, welcome in. I thought you'd been here before. But let's add you as a moderator. I now declare you a knight of the Rhomboid table. Advertise your channels. Put in what you want to put in. Just do not time out people. We don't mess with people. I make everybody moderators so that you can help police the spammers that come in. But, even in fun, don't start timing people out and all that stuff. I let everybody advertise their channel. So Mark is here. Who else did I miss? Hey, Chimera Wargaming is here. Ciao. Ciao, Bella. And let me see who else. Did anybody else come in that I missed?
Okay, I think that's going there. But yeah, so what I did, because I'm me, I felt bad because this was somebody that was selling their father. Their father had died, and it was an online estate sale through eBay, and he was just getting rid of all his dad's train stuff. And he had a big box of track, a bunch of this easy track, enough to make a 4x8 table and more. So I bought it because they had the controller and they had the track, and it was like $20 for the track and controller and $20 shipping, $40, and the controller new online was $60 to $70. And I know a lot of you offered to lend me or give me one of your spare free controllers, and I really appreciate that. I didn't want to appear rude saying no. It's just originally, when I was talking last Friday, I wanted to get brand new, but then I looked on eBay after I saw brand new, and then I saw the easy track because I didn't like this Hornby crap track because the train was derailing all the time because the track is just so blah. But anyhow, because I am me, before I start running trains today, we have, what do you think this channel has? Ta-da, new camera. We have another camera. And this is to watch that little DC Hornby train going around. So there is the little UK Mallard train running around. Next week I'll probably get the Eurostar out. And already people are saying, are you going to build a table and all this? I can't. That is actually a major walkway. Fortunately, most days, nobody has to walk through there except me, and I know how to tiptoe around. But not everybody is careful tiptoeing around. But stuff from the grocery store goes past there. So this is like just, I can lay the track down and pick it up real quick when it needs to be out of the way. So that's that setup. So anyhow, that is the other one. So if I go to the multi-view, you will see I've added that camera into the middle, and I've moved me, if you can see me here in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. All right, so let's get trains running. I today am running an ICE 2 and an ICE 3 on lanes 1 and 2. The ICE 2 is on lane 1. The ICE 3 is on lane 3. I am running a Regiobahn, the red double-decker. Yeah, Tim, I don't know why they're so expensive here, but I was looking at my local Hobby Town USA, which is the only place you can buy any train stuff in this city. We have one Hobby Town USA in this city. They didn't have one in stock, but you could buy this $200 Easy Track starter kit that had less track than what I just bought. And it had the controller and all that track. So for $40, I think I got a good deal. Because really, it was $20 for all that track. Let's see, what else am I running, by the way? Let's see, so the Regiobahn. So those are the three guys running the full circuit. The ICE 2, the ICE 3, and then the double-decker Regiobahn, which you see in the middle on the left. Hey, there's Stuart from St. Mary's Church. Nice to have you here, sir. Hey, Pierre is here. Bonjour, mes amis. And it reminds you of your layout, Tim. Well, maybe when you started your layout. Because I don't care if your layout's on the floor, Tim. It is cool. You've got one of the most fun, when you do a running session, they're one of the most fun to watch because you got your trains moving. For me, you know, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, it's awesome to watch your running sessions because you've got a lot of trains moving. There's all kinds of cool little bends and wiggles through your track. It's awesome. So, yeah, I think I covered the topic. So, and then I'm running the Metronome, which is also a double-decker. That's the yellow train with the blue tops. And then I've kept the freight train running. I think this is the 3rd or 4th week in a row the freight train is running. I've been keeping a freight train running just for you people that like freight trains. Because if you are new to the channel, I'm a passenger train guy. I'm not into freight trains. Now, I love watching freight trains on other people's channels. So those guys that run their freight trains and do operation sessions, I love to watch that stuff. But I love to watch it not because of the trains, but because the fun the guys are having and women are having running the trains. And that's what gets me watching a channel is the person having fun doing it. Yes, the train guy, as your wife from China knows me, Pierre. All right, now I am going to kind of scroll back, Kim. Yes, your explosion video. Is that the one you're advertising, Mark? That was funny. Hey, Owen Concord, it's been a while. Welcome back. Well, and passenger doesn't have to be high speed, Owen. You know, I have regional, commuter, slower passenger traffic, and I have high-speed trains. The only high-speed trains I have active right now are those 2 ICEs. And you can tell a German ICE, the high-speed trains, because they're white with a red stripe down the middle and sort of black-framed, black-tinted windows. I did not turn the lights on everybody. So let me get everybody's headlights going. Get your lights on. And we'll get your lights on. Oh, and then the 6th train, because I've already mentioned the Mallard is down below running. The 6th train is 7th train. The 7th train. I'm running 7 trains again today. The 7th train is that little diesel rail car, the Class 650, which no camera is showing right now. The tanker with rust is up with my other tankers on the shelves. Not being run right now. Yeah, TGVs are gorgeous trains too, Owen. I just happened to be, you know, if I'd gone to France all those years, I'd be running French trains. But it was the German trains that got me hooked. And yes, I love the ICEs, especially the ICE3 and the ICE4. They're just so sleek. And that pure white with the red stripe with a little bit of black. If you look at my channel, I use those 3 colors obsessively. Everything on my channel is white, black, and red. Mark, I actually have 3 steamers. I have 1 in reach here. I guess I should go to... I have this steamer right here, which is my Christmas train. But I do have 2 that I have not run. Well, I ran the one last month. It's been about 5-6 weeks since I've run it. It's been since early August since I've had a steamer out. But I do have a couple of steamers, plus that Christmas one. So I have 3 steamers that are 3-rail. I have 4 steamers altogether, counting the Mallard down below. So if you are new to the channel, let's give you a quick view of what we have. The layout map cam. All right, this is my layout again, everybody. On the left-hand side of your screen, which literally is over here, but on your screen it's over there, is an 8-foot wide by 12.5-foot deep table. In the middle here, above me, right in front of me there, behind the camera looking at me, is a 2.5 foot deep by 6 foot, so not quite 2 meters, about 1.7 meters. Well, 1.65 meters, whatever it comes out, 1.68 meters, whatever 6 feet comes out to. And then we have over there, which is actually over here in reality, but on the screen it's over there, is an 11.5 foot wide or deep by 8 foot wide table. So the back run is 22 feet or just under 7 meters long. Not quite 7 meters long. The back run, the long stretch, which is known as up the ramp, and then we have cameras everywhere because I have nothing to show off, but I have cameras showing off that I have nothing to show off. So I'll wait for somebody to come around and we will... oops, not that one. We'll go to that one. Who's going to do it first? Is it going to be the ICE2? Now, if you have trouble telling an ICE2 from an ICE, there's a lot of differences, but the easiest way is look at the two end cabs. An ICE3 has windows on both end cabs, passenger seating, where an ICE2, one of the end cabs doesn't have it. So here we go. This is the up the ramp camera with an ICE2, Intercity Express number 2, coming at you, slowing down up the hill. This is a very old model. I even bought it used. And then it goes into Delmenhorst Station, but for some reason that camera is tilted. I will have to fix that. And then you can see the whole thing from the village. There's the DB view, the bridge view, the 11-lane view, the joist cam, the corner cam, and then the long view where you can't see it until it starts to come around and it goes up the ramp. And then there's all sorts of setups I have here. We got the quad angle view for, well, the 4 widest angled cameras. That's what this view is, the 4 widest angles. So you get the long range from this side, long range from this side. The 4 cameras that have the longest range. So look in there, whatever. That guy back there. I will try to remember to do so, Mark. I will try to remember. Hey, Ewan's here. Hi, Ewan. Yes, you would have seen plenty of ICEs. And you probably should have seen a few Austrian rail jets while you were there, too. Because that's where I see a ton of rail jets, is whenever I'm at the Munich station. Actually, Ifo, I do run the Christmas train at least a couple of times through the year. In fact, maybe I'll do a steamer palooza next week and get all 3 steamers running. Sainsbury. Joyce and I survived by shopping at Sainsbury during our UK trip. Derek, I use OBS. I am using OBS. And now, while you guys watch this angle for a bit, I'm going to go tell the camera to straighten up. Yo, camera, what's your problem being all goofy? There, that's how you're supposed to look. Okay, so Yes, you're absolutely correct, Owen, although EFO could probably give you more details on it. But this side, the more developed side of my layout, is based on an actual city in Germany called Delmenhorst, where I spent the years 2003 to 2015. Well, I spent June of every year from 2003 to 2016. Well, I also visited for a few days in June of 2017 and June of 2019. But I lived the month of June from 2003 to 2016 in the city of Delmenhorst. Now, somebody mentioned the power of my computer. This is the other side. Hey, Tom's Merklin train layout is here. Hey, Tom, how are you? Yeah, I was just explaining getting restarted with my Fowler car system. I had it working beautifully. I tried to add their little digital control system, and it screwed everything up, and I could never get anything to work again. All of a sudden, the read sensors wouldn't read anything. The cars would not turn. The motors weren't working. I put new motors in. They wouldn't work. So I've ripped it all out, and I'm starting all over. Hey, Paul is here. Nice to have you, Paul. And Kiwi Dave. Yes, I got an ICE2 and an ICE3. I'm probably shouting because it's loud here. The ICE2 is a very loud runner. And I have cleaned it up and given it a little bit of oil. But it's a lot of the cars... Oops. A lot of the cars in that. But anyhow, yes, my computer is a supercomputer. It is a custom built, built to my specs. It's got an Asus Prime Z590A. We decided the A would work better for what I wanted instead of the P. But it's got the Asus Z590A motherboard. It's got an i7 processor. The guy was trying to talk me into an i9. i9 was more than I needed. And it's got a GeoForce 3060. So it's not a super high-end graphics card, but it's a very strong graphics card. It's the GeoForce RTX 3060. So yes, it is a very powerful computer, and I am running, let's see, 13 cameras. Well, okay, I've got 11 here. I got 11 cameras going here, and my computer is currently running at 16%. My CPU is at 16%. I'm also broadcasting at 6,500 kbps, or 6.5 megabytes upload, so that you guys should be able to see these pictures nice and clear if you've got a high definition phone. You should be seeing these in very good high definition. Yes, it is. But my house has a 10 Mbps, 10 megabytes per second upload capability, which is actually low compared to some of you guys in the UK who talk about you have 20 up, but mine is hardwired pure in. So yeah, I'm uploading because I could go 4K if I wanted to, and this computer would handle it. But this computer is set up, if I wanted to live stream in 4K, I could. You have the AMD? AMD was always good, but the guys that I was talking to with custom building, they said with what I wanted to do, the i7 and what I was doing would be better. Now again, everybody's got their favorites. You know, it's Apple versus PC. Or Mac versus PC, or Apple versus PC, iPhone versus whatever, 3-rail versus 2-rail, digital versus analog, you know, which most people call DCC versus DC, but really, when people say DCC versus DC, it really, and I know there's guys out there that'll argue nuances, but really it is digital versus analog is DC, the argument between DCC and DC. Oh, sorry to hear that, Paul. So has anybody else come in? Last week was my least watched live stream in a long, well, ever. All my live streams usually get between 200 and 300 views. And last week's live stream, which I thought was a nice live stream, 181 views. And only 31 likes. And today, I think we've topped out at about 23 people that have come in. So, I don't know. My popularity's waning. I'm going to have to do something. My show has become too boring. Use it as the captain's log. Hey, Warwick Road Andy is lurking. Hey there. Nice to have you here. Scotty, don't beat me up. Shit. Woo, we've got the dad jokes flying already, man. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take these Fowler boards and I'm going to shave them just a bit, make them a little skinnier. Hopefully that won't ruin it for the buses. And I'm just going to use the old holes. I still think I can put the stop motor where the stop motor was, and it shouldn't mess this up too much. It won't mess it up at all. It should still look like the bus is stopping where the bus should stop. Yeah, but Tom, as I tell everybody, I'm not into freight trains. I'm just not. I'm into pure modern era passenger train. That's my passion. Freight trains are not my thing. Joyce bought me a freight locomotive and some freight out of the blue one year, so I run it, and I have bought more freight stuff to extend it. I love the history and the mechanical ingenuity of steamers, but again, they're not my biggest thing. I am an electric modern era train guy. That's what I'm into. I do have a couple of steamers. I have 2 Rhine Express, and Tom, you would know what those mean. I have 2 Rhine Express. I've got the Bavarian from 2002, which I picked up on eBay for like 1/3 the price. I got it for, well, it's not new, but even in 2002, it normally goes used anywhere from $600 to $900, and I picked it up for $300. And then I've got the big deluxe Miraklin reissue from 2018 of the Rhine Express, and that one was a $1,300 set when it came out, and I got it new again from a son who was clearing out his dad's stuff, and nobody bid on it, and I bid $300 and won it. I felt guilty, but I bought it. Yeah, the Rheingold, not the Rhine Express, the Rheingold. I've got 2 Rheingold steamers. Yes, the Rheingold, not the Rhine Express. Sorry, I had the TEE Express on my head for some reason. That's okay, you don't have to do Princess Leia in drag. Well, yeah, it really is sort of a purplish color, the one Rheingold. It's a purplish brown. It's supposed to be a brownish color, but it comes across more as purple. And then, of course, the Bavarian one is blue. Blue and cream. You collect Prussian, okay? Because, see, I'm not big into the... Well, again, I mean, the easiest way to put it is, I think the various, like Tom here runs several versions of the Orient Express. I think they're beautiful trains. I think the locomotives are beautiful. I think the carriages are beautiful. But it's not my era. I like modern. The number one thing I run is what I've ridden on or seen in Germany and that. So that's what I run. My thing is the... I'm a modern era passenger train guy. I don't want to have to explain why I am. I just am. And, you know, it will always come back down to Rule 1, people. Rule 1. Type something in your deepest voice. I believe, Tom, mine is the 18.3. Darn hard work. Yeah, if I stop and think about it, Kiwi Dave, I'm amazed at my collection because I really didn't think I would get this many, but I think everybody into model trains understands that. You never think you're going to get this many trains. Okay. Yeah, I actually can cost everything up and it's way too much money. I know what I have spent on everything here. And Joyce hasn't, you know, Joyce knows how much I've spent on this too. We have no secrets. We share everything, including bank account. So there's no buying it quietly. The worst I'll do is I'll buy something and she'll come home and start doing the bills and go, "What'd you buy for $275? And I'm like, that would be a Lipa pre-order that came in, honey." Oh, all right. Yes, there are more than one. All right. And yes, it does still run today. It is. It is, because once you get into trains, Jean Ricard, once you get into trains, yeah, it bites you and it infects you. And people can lose their mojo. I've heard that so many times in the 4 years or so that I've been on YouTube watching model train channels. 5 years that I've been watching model train channels. You hear that? I've lost my mojo. I haven't worked in my layout for weeks or months. And I totally understand that. We all lose the mojo, but... And I've seen some guys who've just walked away from the hobby. There are guys that put out that one video on YouTube, guys, I'm taking it down and I'm done with it. And maybe it's because they've had to fight fixing so many things, it lost the fun. But in the end, I love what I love. And I can look at a beautiful Fowler train or a French TGV, and I could say, man, that's a beautiful train. But I can also resist buying it. I know where to draw my lines. I can look at steamers and go, they're beautiful. And yes, I do have a couple of steamers. And I probably should only have one, but I wound up with, well, 4 now, but 3 American steamers. I should have just gotten the one Rheingold, but the other one was such a good price, I bought it too. I got them really within a week and a half of each other. One was a birthday present, one was a Christmas present. Peaks 47 is stopping, and Tim from Scrapline. Because, see, I don't follow their channels. Tim used to come into a lot of chats a couple of years ago that everybody went to. I heard he was stopping, but I thought there was something outside that caused that, I think there was some other issues behind the scenes that caused that. Peaks 47, yeah, Hey, Tom Couples is here. Great to have you, Tom. I'm sorry if I missed you. We got our Andys, we got our Toms. See, I can't even point the way I used to. I'm used to pointing below me saying, on the camera below me, but now the camera below me is that camera over there. I'm pointing to myself when I do that. Yeah, it does, Damien. And that life happens, Whoops, not the one I wanted to go to. How's the Mallard doing? Running nice and smooth there on those easy tracks. Although, again, all of a sudden the camera's tilted. I'm trying to get rid of this Batman, 60s TV show Batman tilted slant. Well, look at the Mallard just chugging around. He's probably going too fast, but, what is he doing? Scale speed about 300 miles an hour. Let's slow him down a bit. There we go. We'll slow him down a bit. And, of course, I'm waiting for the person to speak up and go, why do you have a German station on the floor with a British train? Rule 1, people. Rule 1. Hey, Randall Ellison's here. Nice to have you, Randall. And again, a couple of people are joking, like, welcome to 2-rail. Guys, yes, I have 2-rail, but unless I talk myself into getting that Azuma, which is still a strong possibility, there's only one other DC train I'm going to get, and Hornby is releasing another Beatles train. Supposed to be out this month. Hornby is releasing a Beatles train, another Beatles train. It's celebrating others. And I can't help it. If it's Beatles and trains, that's unfair. It's playing on 2 passions at once, and I have to buy it. If it were just another train, I wouldn't care. But it's Beatles and it's trains. I gotta buy it. Because that's the one thing, and Evo, maybe you or Jean Ricard can tell me. Maybe Evo or Jean Ricard can tell me. Has Miraculin ever made a version of the Eurostar? Actually, if I pull down my zipper, Pierre, I might get more fans for all the wrong reasons, but there it is. The ICs pass each other, one heading off to Bremen and on to wherever, and the other one heading to Oldenburg and beyond. But we'll leave the 11 lane on for a few. Yeah, I saw that one, Evo, but I mean, come on, Evo. I mean a real one. I saw, and yeah, and actually, Miraculin has, there's a company that uses the Miraculin C-Track, the My World C-Track, you know, the all plastic. And they released the Eurostar as a generic train. It's clearly the Miraculin My World stuff, but it's under a different name, and you can occasionally find it on Amazon and a couple other places. But it's clearly the Miraculin My World. I mean, not even a small imitation. It is clearly that one. Oh, I did mention it at the beginning of the stream, but yeah, it's running. Let's go to the Joyce View cam. I don't know, I could leave this camera here. And that way you could kind of see the little guy coming around. But there he is, Jean Ricard. There's my little BR650. And he's got people on it. People who have had their legs cut off. Hey, GWR, thanks for popping in. Let me knight you. I now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. All right, let's go to the multi-view. There's the multi-view. So 11 cameras, 16% of my CPU is being used. I could do all these cameras in 4K, which would probably jump my CPU up to about 40 to 50%. Except half of these aren't 4K. A couple of them are. A couple of them can go to 2K. But wow, I did break 30 today. Cool. Early on, I used to get 35 to 40, and then people realized it was just the same old shit each week, and they left. Hey, Rich Railroad's here. Nice to have you. Okay, Randall, cool. But GWR, if you want to advertise your channel, if anybody here wants to advertise your channel, that's why you're all moderated. If you got a friend that you would like to get their subscriptions up, the only thing I ask is any channel you link to, is a train or hobby related channel, you know, model building, stuff like that. You know, don't advertise your grandma's cooking channel, your next door neighbor's biking nude while swimming in Jello channel, as interesting as that may be. So any channel you link to, just keep it hobby related. Models, model trains, but you know, wargaming channels, stuff like that, that's cool. You know, as long as it's in the realm of models. But, so yes, I have been actually working a bit on the layout, as well as working on that little over there in the middle. So now I'm running 11 cams. 7 trains, 11 cameras. Who wastes more energy for such little product? Never in the course of human events have so many been forced to watch so much for so little. Thank you. I'd like to go to Getz, but unfortunately, Getz would be, well, it would cost me about $1,600 to get there, and then to stay the night, a couple of nights. Train to get to Milton Keynes. Taxi or whatever. Yeah, it cost me about $2,000. Okay, Randall. Cool. Derek, every single one of these cameras is hardwired into my computer. Every single one of these cameras, and I still have at least 6 USB ports to go. Or is it 5 now? Because of the Mallard Cam. The floor cam. I still have at least 5 and maybe 6 or 7 USB ports to go. I would really, 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 really love to get some Wi-Fi cameras. I could even add the GoPro. I haven't run the GoPro in a while. Well, I could set it up, I guess. Beep, beep, beep. Well, let's set up the GoPro. Okay, so you're good to go. You'll be good to go in a second. Kyan's been playing with the GoPro cart. Hey! No, that's not what I wanted you to do. Talks amongst yourselves. I'm busy amusing myself. There we go. Okay. Should we go 4K? No, you're already set up to go 4K at 30. Okay, so You're on board. A little bit of blue tack to keep you in place. Okay, a lot of blue tack to hold it in place. There's only one train I could connect it to, though. And I'm not even sure. Well, he could pull it. Yeah, he can pull it. All right, we should be all right. Wee wee swaja! Seven selected assassins. I have a friend in Rome, you know. What do you mean create account? I have an account. Get off my camera. Dudes. What the hell? Oh my god, this phone is so annoying to get in. Whew. He has a wife, you know. Do you know what her name is? Incontinentia. Incontinentia Putux. Yes. Oh my god, this takes forever. Searching for networks. You were already on a network, you knucklehead. As a moderator, you can go to other channels, look for 3 dots. Yeah. If you're a moderator, which you all are here, you can go to anybody's channel. That's why I set it all up that way. Almost like I'm a cool guy that way. Go figure. Who would have thought? I'm trying to set up my GoPro camera, but the app for GoPro is acting just a little goofy. So now I have to do something else. So it'll just take one more moment. And I am doing this outrageously bad French accent in honor of my friend Pierre, who is here. Mon ami. Do. Okay. There it is. All right, where are you? All right, he's on the other side. We'll have to just ignore the strange little screen here. Just ignore it. But I will be stopping the layout as soon as this one guy gets over here. Come on, hurry it up, lug nuts. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, mule. Yeah, get your horses in gear. Come on. Get over here. Let's go. Chop, chop. And stop. Okay. So, which way do we want this going? We want this looking this way. Will you stay together? Okay. Wondered why a train was still running. Duh. So now we have 12 cams going because It's the American way. Show off no matter how little you have. I hope this red class 146, I'm going to slow him down a bit. Oh, he lost it. I wondered why that. Hang on, kids. I worried about that connection. He lost it. I had a hunch that might be a problem. So we will just change connectors, couplers. I'm sorry, if anybody heard me say connectors, I apologize. Couplers, whoops, except I just put a coupler. Cheap plastic stuff. All right, well, I'll let the trains get running while you're watching. While I change out coupler here. Dag nab cheap and couplers. And you're right here. Good. Okay, I'll stop it again real quick. Talks amongst yourself, people. This show works hard to bring you the best money for value here. We want to give you what you paid for. Value for money. That's how we work. What happens when you run those? Now, dude, what'd you do with everything? Oh, there it is. Now, which way do we want the camera facing? We want the camera facing that way, so when it's going up. All right, we got American to American coupling. So hopefully this will work this time. My apologies. All right, everybody get going. Sorry about that, everybody. I probably lost half my audience, but hey, those who stay will be rewarded. All right, let's see if it's working for real this time. Now, mind you, what the GoPro shows you is 3 seconds behind my actual video. Hey, Artie's here. How are you, Artie? Well, what would you want to see close up, Jean Ricard? I could give you the inside of my nose close up. There's nothing to show with the Fowler buildup. But there, you can see through my station. My parking area, you'd want to see my parking area? I just don't think there's anything interesting about the park, any of that stuff. Maybe when it's done. But there, we got that. So now all kinds of cameras to entertain you. Because that's what we do here. We bring you all the angles, gorgeous trains, old model buildings, no scenics added. Just whatever old wargaming stuff I had. Hey, George is here. Hey, George. Yes, I am running freight. I have had freight on this layout for 4 straight weeks. Why are people acting like they've never seen it before? Look, a freight train! Again! There, now you can see the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. There you go. I really wish I had thought of it at the time they came out, but I would love the old Polaroid Cube Act 2, because I could do cab views with that. I can't do cab view videos with the GoPro here. 3, 2, 1. Don't worry, it goes black until it activates. I can't do cab views because to do cab views, I have to stand it up, and then it bumps into the canopies on the Dumb and Horse layout. But you get a nice little perspective here. Oh my gosh, one of the deer are dead. Those hunters have been out again. Where was he dead at? I don't even see him. Hello? Hello, little dead deer? Where are you? Is there a dead deer back here? I thought I saw one. Ah, that's where I saw one. Oh yeah, right behind the sign there. Get up and do your job, you lazy grass muncher. Yeah, I'm probably running it too fast. Let me see if I can slow him down a bit. You should be okay with slow mode going, but this will really, maybe this will make it a little easier to see some things if I slow them down. I call this the passenger view. You know, some people have some people have the cab views. I call this the passenger view because if you ignore the fact that there's very little grass, very little concrete, and just a lot of crappy many well-built buildings, some others that need a little bit of extra tender loving care, and all sorts of stuff that I just threw down as scenery. But yeah, it's kind of like looking out the side of a train. I just like watching Gray still plays when he plays his GTA challenges. Not sure how I put that, but I mean, do I have the metronome going a little too fast? Maybe I didn't think so, but maybe I do. I'll slow him down a little. The freight guy's not going too fast. Oh, that's a real cheap way of making a coupler. All right, let's go on to the multi-view again. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 12 cameras, a new record for me. 12 cameras going at the same time on a live stream. And my CPU is at 18.1%. All the way down to 17.2. Yes, Paul, your creative cab view was one of the coolest videos ever, and I don't say that hyperbolically. It truly was very cool the way you created that image. Because, again, Rocco, Miracle I think did one years ago, long before I was in the hobby. But Rocco, for a few years, manufactured a Taurus locomotive for sure. I don't know if they did any other versions, but a Austrian OBB Taurus that had a camera in the driver's seat. My friend Steve had one. And you just had the app, and I could have pulled the app up in OBS now, because OBS has just had a major upgrade, and now it lets you access computer apps. Someone must have yelled squirrel. Yes, all those parts over there are, I started reworking on the Fowler car system. If you're new, if you weren't here at the start of the chat, yeah, I have started work on the Fowler car system. I've had a couple of issues that I kind of explained. Maybe go back and watch the beginning of the video. I think I sorted one of the problems out. Now it's just trying to acquire the pieces that Fowler has discontinued. These turnout pieces. Actually, they don't call them turnouts. They're, I forget what they call them. But they're the equivalent of a turnout or a switch on a turnout or a switch on the on a rail line. So like on the highway, and it could branch off left or right. They've discontinued those pieces, so now pretty much everybody's out of them. Derek, I do have 2 USB hubs attached to my thing, but only 3 cameras total are attached. I have 2 PCI Express USB hubs connected into my motherboard and then connected to my video card. And this camera reads them all. Or this computer reads them all. But I use powered USB strips. But I also have what they call self-powered, although technically they're not self-powered. PCI Express slots. But this computer by itself had 12 USB ports on it. That includes 3 USB-C ports. So, but again, because of the graphics card the CPU motherboard, the quality of that, it reads all the cameras without a problem. The only time your computer won't read your cameras is usually if it's an old computer and you have generic webcams, although some of the old Logitech cameras are now kind of read as generic webcams, where it's the same type of camera going into what we call a shared port. Where, like, even on your computer, you'll have, like a laptop computer, you'll have on the side where there's two ports right next to each other or one on top of the other. That's usually a shared port, meaning that they connect to the same place on the motherboard. So when you have two identical generic cameras, it's like having two locomotives set to the same digital address. Your processor can't tell which camera it is. And that's why you might have problems with that. But for me, I do have two generic webcams, but it's by two different companies, so that's not an issue. And the rest are Logitechs and Nexigo's. Nexigo is my new favorite camera. Yeah, Paul, because you have the Cube with that had the Wi-Fi, the Act 2 Cube, or the Cube Act 2. Those were Wi-Fi. And by the time I decided I wanted to add that onto my live stream, they were discontinued and going for $200-300 on eBay if you could find them. I do have a Cube. I can do cab views and record it. I just can't do it in the live stream. And that is possible, Artie. Again, there's so many things, and I will always harken back to what I said in my my 5-part OBS series. All right, really it's 4 parts. Technically, it's really only 3 parts, because part 1 is before you try to use OBS, what you got to understand. So parts 2, 3, and 4 are about OBS and cameras and the issues you can have with them. But older laptops, but really it comes down to what type of video card you have in your computer. Because when I started streaming, I was doing an old laptop. In fact, it was this laptop here. And then I got myself a better laptop because this laptop could only handle about 3 cameras. And my son explained why it could only handle 3 cameras. So then I got an Acer Nitro i5 gaming computer, which has a better graphic card in it. And I ran my live stream up to 8 cameras with it. And only when I started adding the 9th camera and the GoPro did that laptop really start struggling. But I was having even before that, once I started having different generic cameras, I would get the flickering. Some of you remember some of the cameras were flickering back and forth, and because they were generic cameras with the same. And so when I finally decided with my retirement bonus money, yes, I spoiled myself. I'm not going to apologize for it. I earned that money. It's like hitting the lottery, except I worked to hit that lottery. I had some mad money. And Joyce and I spent many early years in our life literally living day to day and not able to pay all our bills on time because we were broke. Living in crappy apartments and crappy rental houses because I was a teacher, she was in school, we had a kid early. And I had some debts coming out of college, not even student loan debts. I just had debts. And, but be that as it may, I had some mad money. And I decided for the first time in my life, I'm going to have a true made to my specifications computer. And I got a pimped out computer. And it cost me about $2,200, but I couldn't be happier because it does everything I want, not just live streaming, video games, graphics, movies, video editing. I'm editing 4K video, which my other computers couldn't do. Yeah, EFO. But yeah, and like EFO said, it comes down to a good graphics card, dedicated hubs, as opposed to a dedicated video card, dedicated hubs. There's a lot of factors into it. You know, I've been watching Alan Reynolds, and I love Alan Reynolds. He's one of my 300 favorite channels, because I have 300 favorite channels. And he's brilliant. And he was using OBS, and he kept having problems with it. And if I sat in the room with him, I could have solved his problems in 15 minutes. Because, you know, StreamYards is easier. Streamlabs is easier. Yes, they are to a point. But you can't do what I do with Streamlabs or StreamYards free parts. You have to pay their subscription fees to be able to do what I do for free. This is OBS, and it's all free. And I don't even use the maximum coolness factors of OBS. And I should probably start experimenting, but OBS is great. And the only thing OBS at this level is hard is the one thing that Artie does on his live streams. It's harder in this form of OBS to bring in another person. Although technically that could be done. For example, I could set up a StreamYard and have somebody come up on StreamYard, or I could be doing a Zoom chat and then add the Zoom chat into my OBS. I could add that. I would have to experiment with that, but with StreamYard and Streamlab, you just send somebody the code and boom, they're on. Now there's a couple of people that do 3-4 cameras because they have 3-4 different email accounts, and they just get a different camera on a different email account and send themselves the stream code, and boom, 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 now they've got 2 or 3 cameras working. Well, that's great if you've got that many phones and that many email addresses. But if you're a schmuck that's got 3 webcams and you want to do what I do, OBS is probably the better way. Kieran's leaving. Hey, Kieran, take care. Yeah, there are knockoff cubes, and some of them are Wi-Fi. The one time I bought a real knockoff, it was a piece of crap. I have a DB Power camera, which itself is a small sort of semi-knockoff company. They basically do knockoff versions of the GoPro. But they actually made good stuff, DB Power. And I bought a knockoff of the DB Power camera because it was half the price. And that was a piece of crap. And that caused so many problems on my live streams. Yeah, it is. Anything with filming, there's an art. There's the way us schmucks do it. And then there are the people like my daughter, who is a photographer. Well, one of her degrees was photography, but she now works as a sign maker. But she's one of those people that just has the eye. It's like Tim Wells, who's, as far as I understand, Tim Wells has never had any photography classes, courses, art classes in photography. My daughter did. But my daughter just has the eye. She knows how to take professional pictures. Pictures that would be in newspapers, and she's done that. Pictures that would be in magazines, and she's done that. She just has the eye, the artistic eye. And she understands the lighting and the setting and all that stuff. But when you experiment with these cameras, whether you get 3 or 4 or 2 cameras and you set them up in different parts of your layout, you quickly learn what the cool angles are. You quickly learn that there are things that blow your mind away. George at Florida Railroad Dog, who put up a video thanking me for showing him how to use OBS. You could hear, and I mentioned this last week, you could hear in his video where he, for the first time he had 4 cameras, the excitement of, he put a camera in a corner and was like, I've never seen my layout from this angle before. So yes, filming a layout is like filming a real movie. You have to, there is an art to it. But you can grow in the art, even if you're not artistic, just by messing around and experimenting with it. Yeah, it will. Andy, hot dog pilot. Yeah, glue will blow your mind. And when it blows it, it doesn't come back. It's not like a hat the wind blows off. Yeah, I don't know. You know, everybody in my family is artistic visually or digitally. And by digits, I mean fingers. All my kids can draw, knit, sew. They are all artistically creative. My wife is. My mom, dad, my 3 sisters, my brother. They could all draw. They could all build, you know, make things artistically. My mom could paint. My mom's one of the most tragic stories you'll never hear in life. That woman had absolute skill in so many things. You know, you've heard of jack of all trades, master of none. She was a master at many trades. But she had something in her that was just wrong. She would never stick with anything. My mom painted stuff for people that they paid her for and hung in their houses. My mom knitted, sewed, made dresses. She made saddles. My mom had so many skills, but she had a drastic character, spiritual flaw in her that killed any creativity she could have turned into a huge profit. But my dad could draw. My brother never had any draftsman training in his life, but he could sit down and draw blueprint quality blueprints of a house. He loved to design his dream house when he was young. And he would do both visual pictures, bay windows, all this, but actual blueprints. How he learned to do that, I don't know, because he never took an industrial tech class in his life to learn to draw blueprints, but he could sit down and do it. I was the oddball. I was not talented artistically, except I was verbally talented. I was academically gifted and I was verbally talented. I can write. You want a doctoral thesis? I can write it and get an A on it. I've got a book published. I've had articles published. I can write, and I can write well. Now, apparently, I don't know how to write well enough that I got rich on it, but you don't have to write well. J.K. Rowling's a horrible writer, but she got rich because she had the right story that got everybody's attention on it. But in terms of actual skill as a writer, she's horrid. But she wrote something that captured people's imaginations, and that's what it's about. Hey, Wigwag, welcome in. Yeah, Derek, my stick figures are sick. In fact, my stick figures became a joke with my students over the years. Hark, I hear the wifey. Watch your step with the camera on the floor right where you're walking past. All right, the star of the show is finally here. We're down to 22 people. But
making people seasick with all these cameras?
yes, that's my goal. Make everybody sick. There, I'll turn that camera. There, you're on it, and I'm blocked. So that's probably a double win.
Oh, it's not.
We got the GoPro
How
going.
this works.
Well, now you moved a bit.
I did see that.
There you go.
Hi, everybody. Who all asked you if you could sing? We need to bring that
Hang on. I need them.
So hi, everybody. And then hi, Leslie. And hi, Wigwag. And hi, Philip. And hi, Tom. And hi, Jean. Haven't seen you in a while.
I know, where could I put that GoPro camera?
Well, you got 32 likes already. That's great, gang. Way to go. Oh, that's
There we
pretty
go.
sad.
We'll put the GoPro over there.
Hi, Artie. How'd I become a queen? Hi, Randall.
Here, I'll
Hey,
put me
Kiwi
next
Dave.
to you now. I thought it was better where I had it. There. Now I'm next to
Hey, you
you.
have too many cameras. You don't even know where to put them. Hey, Andy.
Do miss that voice of the angel comment, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
There's
Hi,
Joyce, the
Joseph.
voice of an
Younger every
angel.
week. Oh, man. And I'm so husky.
The old Fedka and Pentax with digital.
Clean in your eyes.
Hey, Philip's here. Hey,
All
Philip.
right.
What's that?
I said, you're all right. Hi, Philip.
Philip Page is here. The man, the myth, the legend.
Hi, Paul.
Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren.
He says you. Big booty and a small head. Let's see where your body is.
Yeah, see right here.
Gotcha. That's a funny look.
Indeed. I can move the camera over, well, not much. It doesn't have a lot of play in it.
Oh, he's wearing a pickle halberd. He's just happy to see me again. Hi, White Walls.
Joyce's favorite joke, is that a pickle halber or are you just happy to see me? Pickle halber.
Pickle halberd.
No, I've already got a new joke for you.
Oh, what's that?
Ah.
What's
Well, you remember
yeah.
that we had the two Heinrichs in the regiment.
Yeah.
We had the two Heinrichs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had, well, it was the winter of 1917.
Okay.
Und we captured one of these British tanks. You know, those British Schweinehund. We captured one of these British tanks. And we were trying to drive it. So we took the two heinies. We took, Heinrich, and we put him on the front end. And we put the other Heinrich on the back end.
Gotcha.
And we, so we could see where we were going because, those things very hard to see. They got, you got your eyes like this size. You got your eyes like this size, but those little peoples are like this, and bullets and things are blowing up hard to see. So we had Heinrich on the front and the other Heinrich on the back so that they could help us steer. Well, it got really cold, and those things are metal, and they're out there. And we forgot about them while we were rolling everything. So in the middle of the battle, we found out we froze our heinies off.
Poor Heinrichs. They were hit by a tank, they were frozen and punched.
No, they were hit by the tank because after they froze to death, after they froze to death on top of the tank, we had to chisel them off. It was really gross.
Oh, yikes.
We had to hammer them, hammer, and then they fell off, and then the tank hit them.
Oh no. Express your happy ways in other ways than your pickle hub.
Kiwi Dave is leaving us. Bye, Kiwi.
Bye,
Thanks for stopping in.
Well, this was before Hitler.
Oh my goodness, Peter Dixon from Torridon Road is here.
Wow, really?
Wow, an honor, sir. Wow, cool. Let's knight this man. There he is. I'm not to you, I took the round boy table.
Super. Is everybody happy?
Peter the Man Shed. I have a video to add to Peter's calendar list. It's going to be hysterically funny.
Okay. Good.
Except somebody else, GWR, who was in here earlier, said he's going to be Mr. December, and I really wanted December, especially since December's my birthday, but I'm going to try to add a video. And Alan Weil said I'm supposed to send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, he was hammering the frozen heinies off. Oh, they were helping
sorry
you.
about that, Artie. Anyhow, Peter, welcome to the most over-cameraed layout in the world.
For sure.
12 cameras to show absolutely nothing except a bunch of beautiful German and Austrian trains, except they're all German today.
Okay.
All the Czechs are parked,
Yep.
and the Austrians are parked.
Gotcha.
So it's all German today. But to the people that are new here, here is the layout cam. Let's once again see how the layout looks. Over on that side, which is actually behind me here, but the way the camera works, to the left of the screen, so I have to point right to point left, I have an 8-foot by 12.5 deep table. So that's 2.5 meters by 3 meters. And then we have in the middle above me, we have a 2.5 foot. So what's that, about 1.5 meters? No, not even a meter. About 2/3 of a meter. 3/4 of a meter. 2.5 foot table by 6 foot, so just under 2 meters. And then we have an 8 foot by 11.5 deep table. So 8 by 12.5, 8 by 11.5, connected by 2.5 by 8 in the middle. So 22 foot long running line here. It's an end chaser, as people like to call the layout. We have more cameras on this. There's absolutely no scenery done. Whoops, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. No, you don't want to see that either. But we have the multi-view.
Mm-hmm.
There's the up the ramp view.
Yeah, you're out of character.
And then nobody's coming into Delmenhorst Station. This station is based on the actual city of Delmenhorst, Germany, which is near Bremen. It is a 100% scale and detail, accurate inside and out. Scratch built by me before the nerve went so bad in my hands that I can't really scratch build models anymore. So you can see an ICE2 is coming into the station. There goes the ICE3 as well. So they're both coming in right now. Then we have the Village View, which is modeled on the city of Delmenhorst, except not exactly. It's just temporarily set up until I can actually build some things. Here's what I call the DB view, because it's a little 4K camera. There's the bridge view. I think that's a great view. Again, nothing but my old wargaming scenics and some wargaming stuff I had at one time. Back from my tabletop wargaming days. The 11-lane view, because you can see 11 lanes, 6 of which are moving. There goes the metronome through, the beautiful metronome. Being pushed by a Class 146.2 locomotive. And here comes the Regiobahn double-decker, also being pushed by a Class, and pulling my GoPro camera. And then this is known as the Joyce Cam because Joyce is in it. And then this is the Bremen Corner Cam. And then we have the Long View Cam, which lets you kind of look across the expanse of the layout from a distance.
Where's the camera on the...
I do that almost every live feed, Derek, but I'll do it in just a second. And then the new cam, because introducing for the first time on real camera, its own camera, we've got the Mallard pulling 3 Gressley teak corridor coaches. And yes, it's a German station. Be quiet. But we got a little DC because everything I run is AC3 rail, but I do have my Mallard because I think the Mallard is the coolest steam locomotive ever made. So I bought one when Joyce and I were in the UK last June. We spent the month of June in the UK. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful time. But we do have this guy going. And then I have 3, 2, 1, a GoPro camera going around the layout. Mallard goes to Germany. And then I just combine all these different cameras into different views. Like these are the 4 corner distance views. 4 on one side of the table, 4 on the other side of the table. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Up the ramp. Follow it around. We're following the red one around. Station view, the Delmenhorst station. We're following the red guy around because he's going slow enough that I can do this easily. Village view. I hope you're paying attention, Derek. And as he heads around the corner, bam, there he is. And then, bam, there he is again. Bam, here he comes. And we're going to skip the Joyce view because it's not on you.
Right.
And then, bam, here he comes in your face. And then he should show up in a couple of seconds at the bottom right-hand corner of this screen. There he is. But I have ADD, and I just like watching trains moving. I don't need a fancy layout. It doesn't have to be realistic to a degree, although, yes, I wanted to make the Delmenhorst realistic.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard's here. Is he?
Hmm?
Yep, there he is. Hi, Richard. Richard Brown, nice to have you. And then, as mentioned, we have 3, 2, 1, the GoPro going through the Delmenhorst station right now. Looking at the village of Delmenhorst and the Fowler car system I'm trying to install. Again. But not try to make it go digital this time. And then when we're tired of everything else, we can always have Joyce sing.
Because I told you before, oh, you can't buy that. Well, it's the 100th time I caught you making a bid on another train that there's no chance that you'll ever win. I hate to let you down. Let you down. But it's a fact. Gonna let you down, but it's a fact. Because I told you before, oh, you can't buy that.
And now here to sing it live.
Oh, you can't buy that. That's it.
Boom, boom. I told you before. No, you've got several songs you need to sing.
I know.
You know, but we're not doing them.
All right. For tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll try to sing.
Yeah, next weekend we're going to a train show.
You need to make reservations.
Yeah, we need to make reservations.
Told you before, oh, you can't buy that.
You want to try to do Digital Kill the Analog Guy? Digital Kill the Analog Guy. Oh, yes, and that's a money gift. I don't need gifts. I don't need money.
You always need money.
What?
You always need money.
I am not asking anybody who watches this channel for money, and you know that. I don't ask for money.
I don't think you should either.
It's just there. Hasn't stopped raining.
Oh no.
Because I've got two songs that really are from a man's perspective and would work better with a man singing them. The problem is I've got 3 or 4 songs for
thanks,
Joyce
Sean.
to sing. What's that?
The voice of an angel to quote a lost friend.
Yeah, we were mentioning that. Yeah. But if you're new to my channel, I do have a bunch of parody songs. Joyce sings most of them, and they're hysterically funny. They really are. They are funny. Even if I have to toot my horn and her horns. Because there's nothing better than tooting your own horn and somebody else's horns. Wouldn't you agree, dear?
We're tooting horns.
Yeah. Don't you agree there's nothing wrong with tooting your own horn?
Oh, if you can reach it.
Good night, folks!
Oh, it's the 8th of the RMT strike day. Yikes. Yes,
Speaking of which, Roger at St. Blasey, if you contact Roger at St. Blasey, he has made water decal versions of the Chris Hales thing. And yes, I will try to get information out when we're going to do that memorial live stream. I'm hoping some of you are still doing videos. There's links and explanations in the chat below for our final goodbye to Chris Whittingham from Hales Heritage Railway. I know other people have passed, but Chris was a good friend of mine and a good friend to many of you that have been longtime supporters of this channel. And he was Joyce's #1 fan.
What's a Euro 7, not a Euro, £1.79 between friends.
What's a £1.79 between friends?
Well, around here, $1.50, I think, but
Well, it's actually fallen. When we went to the UK, it was $1.30 to a pound.
That's what I
It's
thought.
now like 1 to 115.
wow.
Wow, big fall. The dollar's worth more than the euro right now. We really need to start booking Germany.
Oh, we should start booking.
Yeah. Oh, I got that money set aside just for this. And we got the official credit card.
Yes, I do.
Yes, Joyce has her own channel.
I do.
But she would rather...
I even have some of my own videos on there.
She even has her own videos on her own channel.
A pound is $1.09. Holy cow.
Literally.
Wow.
Leslie, yesterday we were talking about it in somebody's live stream, and it was 114.
Wow.
It was 114 something, and I rounded it up to 115. It fell 5 cents today. Wow.
I assume you want our bucks. Our dollars.
We gave them our money.
We did.
We gave them our money double.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah, we gave them our money.
Ah, okay.
Because of your train strike, we bought tickets on buses in case our train got canceled.
Yeah, just one. Well, 2 tickets, but one time. Which I guess I'm all right.
Well, corporations. Because of the big
I think,
C or the little C.
Isn't everybody planning on a freight car? For the logo?
For what?
The logo. Isn't everybody putting on a freight car?
No. You're supposed to put it either on the front of the train or the side.
Gotcha.
Because like in the UK,
Okay.
So
you are going to put it on the logo.
Yeah, you put it on the side of a loco.
Gotcha.
Or the side of a Steuerwagen.
Right.
I'm still trying to decide, but I've got the Mallard, so I'm going to put it on the Mallard.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that would be the greatest tribute to
Yeah,
him.
I think so.
Is to put it on the Mallard.
Yep.
Chris's favorite train was the A4. His favorite locomotive was the A4. He had, last count, he had 25 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what he told me, and I've got it on video. Because guess what I was editing today? Or still editing? Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Oh, to make you cry.
And Chris.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't cry, but it was hard.
Oh, we had a good, nice time chatting with him.
We had a great
truly
3
did.
hours with Chris. It was awesome. Meeting Chris in Edinburgh. We can't say there was anything that was a special highlight. Meeting Alan was amazing.
We'll be coming
Meeting
over
Jim.
again for Christmas. It's just that little deal that I don't have time. It's now 61 cents to $1.
The Aussie, yeah. So about $1.50 to $1.
Wow.
$1.50 Australian for $1 American dollar.
Wow.
No, that's actually, there were times where it was like almost $2
Really?
Australian dollars.
Okay.
So it's getting back to where it was bad.
Gotcha.
But, the problem is everybody, and again, we don't talk politics on this channel, but we start blaming it on politics when it shouldn't be politics.
Aw, thanks, Philip.
During the last couple of years with this epic illness that we had and how badly it was handled, and it started with the corporations, because the corporations were so worried about losing their dimes, their shillings, whatever. They were so scared of that they pressured all the politicians to react slowly. And by that time, the anti-vax people and all the other people got their
My
crap
fourth
going
graders.
And in the end, the corporations learned, wow, we can work skeleton crews excessive hours and save money by laying off half our people and forcing everybody else to work double shifts, and we save money. And they've driven the world economy into the toilet.
I've heard the flu shot's really important this year. But yeah,
Yeah,
Leslie,
we've had all 4.
We've had 4. That was lovely, Leslie. Really, it was a lot of fun meeting you guys there in York.
Oh, you could not do an exchange program with kids that age.
No, you can't.
I know it's
I
done,
laughed at it, but
not here.
Not mine. Oh, good Lord, no. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just it. Chris was special because Chris has always been Joyce's #1 fan.
Well.
And I know a lot of people who watch this channel and watch the Matt Clark stuff and everything.
No competition here.
There's no competition, but
Yeah, and Chris was part of that first group we really got friendly with on YouTube.
right.
Where
Well,
every day people were coming in and all in the same place and chatting, and
we
Chris
were
was
in
part of
chat,
that.
sitting in our living room.
Yeah.
Chris and Shirley, Tim and Rosie. And then there was Christopher and Simon and Kieran, J94. And there's a group of about 10 of us that were just in every live stream together.
Oh, that would be cool, Artie. They are very amazing, those distance riders.
That'd be cool, yeah. Because I'll be there tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
just going to try to avoid watching the game.
No games.
No, there is a game, and it's on tomorrow night. But Ohio State, Wisconsin.
Oh, it's
Big
on a
one.
night.
Yeah, big
Again?
one. Yes.
Oh, I'm so tired of these night games.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even going to watch it. I'm just going to wait.
All
Hey,
right, you already
welcome,
watch
Eagle
it.
Creek Railroad. Thank
Hi,
you for
Eagle
stopping
Creek.
in. More bird attacks incoming.
Oh. I
Oh,
know.
it's not even that. I mean, we did that, recruited. It's just,
Hey, you new people, hit the like button. We had a lot already.
you know, to compare it, kids in Germany, by the time they're 10 years old, they've traveled to many different countries and they've done group, school, camping. American kids don't travel, especially American urban kids. And even if they do travel, it's not very far and it's still America. Trying to take a bunch of 10-year-olds, your kids are
Mind you,
10, right?
You can 9 and 10.
9
you
and 10.
can travel very far in America and still be in America.
Would just be hell. Most teachers,
Oh wow, that's terrible.
oh yikes.
You're too close to their nesting area, maybe.
We're laughing at the same thing, aren't
Yes,
we?
we are. Good one, Richard. Ducks.
Saps.
Okay. Thank you.
Where is it? There we go. My friends. Try to look sad. Sadder. You can't look sad and giggle.
Indeed.
Stop!
I am. All right. I'm sad.
My friends out there on the other side of the camera, we're asking for your help. The cruelty and the mutilation done to model train scale figures to fit them inside of our rolling stock must stop. If our ears could pick up the high-pitched screams from their tiny lungs, you would hear screaming nonstop when you cut off their legs.
Indeed. That's so sad.
So please, join us. Join with the SAPS. The Scale Figure Amputation Prevention Society. We'll take donations as low as $1,000. Please, save a leg. Give a hand, save a leg. Yeah,
Hi, Pierre.
we went to Canada just in June, and
Yeah.
we've been to Niagara
Save the
Falls many
night.
times too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we don't take our students. In fact, ever since 9/11, it is against our public school system's rules to take kids out of country on field trips. We cannot, and if you're taking them out of city, it has to be within so far. And any overnight field trips are really, really hard to clear with elementary kids.
They're plastic.
What? Who yelled that?
Scam
Oh,
Lord,
Andy.
Scam Lord. Anthony wants to buy more trains. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Andy saw our Cardassian boobs, but you like those too. Okay, I don't like the Cardassians.
Boobs or anything.
Yes?
I was following Forge.
It goes that way.
Yeah,
It's
I
right
can
on the
see
corner
it's
there.
on yeah, I just had to trace it. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we should go out to dinner tonight with Lizzie. Not up to it?
Not really.
There's that. But it's just, I don't know. It's hard enough just to take him to the zoo.
Yeah. Oh.
Two HO tracks. Randall's gonna send you some Tycho and 80s Bachman stuff to experience quality trains.
Yeah. I had that when I was a kid in the 60s, Randall, which is why I didn't get into model trains. It's when I bought the high-tech German stuff that I was like, ooh, model trains are fun. Because I need the bells and whistles.
Between two slices of bread. Ouch. It's probably best you don't have your own with that attitude.
Well, I could understand that. I'm tired of our Western culture where people are famous for being famous for not having a reason to be famous. No talent. Their dad was a famous lawyer. Their mom was a fourth-rate actress and model. And suddenly they're on TV because two idiot writers ran into them at a party and said, wow, we should make a show about you. Oh, yeah, and they had Bruce Jenner at the time. I forget, what did he change his name? What did she change her name to?
I forget.
Catherine?
I don't know. I don't care. So.
Caitlyn?
Oh,
Caitlyn
yeah.
Jenner, isn't
Yeah,
it? Or is that
that's-
the daughter?
No, I think you're
I
right.
can't keep it track.
Yeah, there's that. Although, there's a lot. There's ways you can learn stuff like that.
All right, Paul, take care of yourself. Thanks for hanging
Paul.
with us and bringing your jokes. Paul's always got a load of jokes to go.
Gotcha. Oxidizing like mad.
Well, Jean Ricard, I taught my students before I took them over. We had monthly meetings with my students explaining, when you go overseas with me, this is what is expected of you. We met with the parents multiple times with the threat, if your kid breaks one of these rules, you have to pay for their extra airfare back because we're not keeping them in country. But it's a different
that's
world,
sad,
John. It's a different
Artie.
world, John.
Drink more alcohol. That's sad if they're hanging out with you. That's kind of ridiculous.
Who's hanging on Wiki?
Artie's there. He went out, and two people he went out with were glued to their bloody phones. I think that's pretty rude when you're going out together.
Yeah, but then I remember going to places and the old man was sitting there reading his newspaper, ignoring his wife, or somebody was doing a crossword puzzle while their friend was there. You know, we always had some distraction. It's just different.
Yeah, but it's easier.
It's a bit easier, I guess. Yeah. We always want to remember the good old days, and we forget that the good old days had a lot of shit in them.
That's true.
The worst thing in this world that happened was that news went 24/7. because it's convinced everybody that the world is horrible because we have to fill it up. When news was, in the United States, it was half an hour local at 6, national news at 6:30, half an hour or 15 minutes local at 11, national again at 11:15, 11:30. And that was it. And the rest of our days, we lived our lives and did what we had to do. Now we're glued to everything. Because as much as we want to criticize the modern tech and people on Wikipedia or whatever else, this is one of the coolest things.
We wouldn't be here without it.
We would not all be sitting here without the same tech. Everything has a positive and negative, the yin and the yang. If you want to go with the kahat.
The kahat.
Yeah, Master Kahat, I dig. The yang with the yin. Yeah, man. I dig.
Figure it's a little close to home.
And, hey, Laurelyn, my darling, how are you, sweetheart?
Sweetheart. Hi, Kyan.
Hi, Kyan.
Hi,
Opa loves
sweetie.
you. Woohoo. Kyan might be confused because Opa's not in the middle of the screen. Opa's
Right.
up here. Because we've added, I got to give this a different name, but for today it is Mallard Cam. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mallard Cam, where you can watch the mallard go around in an oval.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because it's an oval, and it's a mallard, and it goes around.
That's funny. Lynn already named me queen, and that made you a princess.
So for those of you that don't know the chat, this is my wife, Joyce. At least I think she is. I'll have to check later. What?
Why would you say that?
Never know. You could be one of those body snatchers, pod people things.
Shoot.
Hey, you left the house this morning, and somebody that looks like you came back. I can't guarantee it's you.
Yep.
At least right now.
Little man holds the hand when he slides. Yep.
And then Lindy Loves here is my oldest daughter. Well, technically older daughter. I have 2 daughters. So you use the comparative form. Older. The oldest of my children, but my older daughter. And my grandson, Kyan, who occasionally features on this channel. Because Opa is
Crazy.
damn proud of that little grandson.
Oh gosh, yeah. You just love them to pieces. Such a silly phrase.
Oops, not that one. Let's go back to multi-view. Well, I got to come up with it because it's going to be on my UK trains, all 2 of them. Maybe 3. The Azuma. The Azuma. So maybe I could call it the UK Cam. The UK Cam, that kind of has a little bit of an alliterative ring. The UK Cam. What do you think? Are you even listening?
I am listening to you.
The UK Cam?
Because you want
Which
to
we could
buy
abbreviate
more,
as the Yuck Cam.
and you don't need more. No, I think the Mallard Cam is good.
Yeah, but when the Mallard's not on it and the Eurostar is,
That's true.
then it's not the Mallard Cam. It would be the Eurostar Cam. So we could just call it the UK Cam. The Yuck Cam.
Okay.
Unless somebody comes up with
Yuck
something better.
Cam it is.
The UCam. Spelled with a K. I like it. I think we have a winner.
The blue tack? Well, it holds it in place.
Yeah, the Teppichbahn Cam. Except it's not a Teppish. It's a Bowden. No, Artie, we don't need your bedroom cam. Stop. Good night, folks. No, I think so far the winner is Leslie. No, was it? No, who was it? Yeah, Leslie. Leslie,
UK.
I was saying the UK cam, and he
Yeah.
just cut out the C and made it the UCam. UKAM, UCam. That's the winner so far.
Steve, no one wants that, Artie.
Hey, hello, Steve.
Don't need to see you snore, bud.
Oh, I don't know, Artie. Are you a bear?
That's different.
The Brit Cam. But do the Irish count as British? Although I don't have Irish trains, so we could ignore them. The Brit Cam. The English, the Welsh, and the Scottish. See, amazing. 2 years ago, I would have been saying I want the GWR 800. And then I saw and rode on the Azuma. I did ride on a GWR 800 as well. Seating-wise, both not great. Comfort-wise. Cool factor-wise, the Azuma won.
Good.
All right, Leslie.
Sounds
Busy
good,
day.
Leslie.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to
cam
lose
would be
friends
good.
there. The limey cam.
That's all right.
The Brit cam. No, the U cam is still, I think.
Yeah, I think that's close enough to what you were thinking and clever. So he's on it.
I am sticking to the AC trains. But since I do have a couple of DC trains, I might as well be able to run them, huh? Huh, Jean Ricard?
You need to sweep down there, babe.
Yeah, I do need to. What did we think of the seats on the 330 going to Liverpool when we left? They weren't bad. They weren't bad. I don't remember complaining about them. They weren't too bad. Actually, none of the seats were really, really bad, but definitely the Azuma and the GWR 800, they were a little harder than they needed to be.
How many passenger cars do you have? How many sacrificed for you? Some cause you want
Steve,
more
on behalf of
experiments?
Kahat Industries, I'm offended by that accusation. Yes, I have mutilated many myself, but I'm trying to reform. That's why most of my passenger cars don't have people in them. But yes, I did amputate about 20 pairs of legs last week.
Yep, evidenced in the garbage can, in the rubbish.
But I'm trying to reform. So don't be a hater. It's like a smoker who decides to stop smoking. It's supposed to get your support, Steve. Not your ridicule, not your mockery.
That car needs some passenger or another train.
What, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's not even, well, he's just barely half the size of the DMUs I have. That little rail car, he needs 2 or 3 others, but they don't make dummy cars. You're supposed to buy them, and they do join together, but you're supposed to pay the $280 each,
Right.
although I didn't pay that much. Yeah, and then you synchronize them. You can do it with the Central Station 3. You get them rolling as consist so that they auto-adjust their speed to each other.
Okay. Well, it's cute. It just looks lonely.
Philip says most of his mile trades.
You have an email on the way from White Walls.
Oh, goodness, George, whatever are you emailing me for, please tell me it's a check for $10,000. Because we need saps like you to keep it going.
Keep selling it, babe.
The Scale Figure Amputation Prevention Society.
Right.
Indeed, Derek, indeed. Although, to segue in this, if you really want to see a great Christmas special, might I suggest a Matt Clark Big Gulch Christmas. Although really, to watch Matt Clark Big Gulch Christmas, you need to watch Matt Clark Series 1, found here only on this YouTube channel. The cowboy western that The only channel, the only cowboy western where you'll find a black mamba going up Nellie's Pass
Right.
and through the cougar's hole.
Oh, man.
Oh man, I see it too.
Somebody dropped their
Yeah. Yeah, I see it too.
phone.
Limit. No, Randall. No, I'm not like that at all. I'm not that guy. But that's just it, Jean Ricard. I have mutilated them, and the guilt has crushed me so much that I've joined this society. I did not create the society. I joined the society. The society was founded by deep state, dark secret people. And all I know is I am paid money by Kahat Enterprises to be their spokesperson. Kahat Enterprises has threatened my life if I complain about the low wages they give me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, I love Kahat Enterprises. And while you're at it, remember, fly Kahat Airlines to Can Understand.
That's a good
All
one.
right, Ifo, thanks for joining us
Thanks,
and all
Ifo.
your knowledge one more time. Awesome. We are another dimension, Andy from Hot Dog Pilot 63. We are another dimension.
Indeed we are.
We are our own little world.
That's why you keep coming back. For those of you who come back.
Take care, Richard. Yeah, we gotta start logging this down
Yeah.
ourselves.
Oh,
Yes, remember, travel on Kahat, use Kahat Travel. When the trip is more important than the destination, travel Kahat Travelways. Kahat Airlines, Kahat Railways, Kahat Cruise Lines, and coming soon, Kahat Transporter Travels.
buy a whole bunch of wheelchairs. Oh, for the... That took a minute, John. That's cute.
All the people waiting for the people off the
Yeah,
train.
Right.
That's a great joke scene, Jean Ricard. You get the A+ for that one. That was a brilliant one.
Oh.
Up, and we're going from 12 cameras down to 11.
Okay. The...
Like, yeah. Hang on. Oh yeah, you gotta shut that one off too. Don't worry about it. It's not connected to this, so it's all good. It's all good. Beep and beep. Alright, well, once again, some of you have managed to spend 2.5 hours with me as Joyce and I ramble and bamble and run trains in circles on a layout that really would only impress a 10-year-old, but lots of cool trains, though. So, oops. I was messing with that, so now I gotta mess with that back. So anyhow, again, if you're new to the channel, please check your doctor and make sure your mental health is good. But go check out, to be honest, my favorite stuff is go check out the comedy bits we do, our songs and our the Matt Clark Western series.
Yep.
And
all
thank
good
you
fun.
for spending time with us, because it's pretty special that so many of you come and spend, whether it's 40 minutes or all 2.5 hours here. Heck, even Joyce only can tolerate half an hour. She comes in and half an hour later she's like, I think we need to shut down now.
It's time to go.
It's
You
time
did
to go.
almost an hour today, so.
Was it almost an hour? Yeah, you did get here for at least 45 minutes. Yeah, good job. But now she's going to make me feed her. God, first you let them out of the room, and then they expect you to feed them, and then let them have fresh air. Slavery sucks. But yeah, so on that note, that should get a few ired people. So, on behalf of the Model Train Outsider channel, from Anthony and Joyce, I got it right this time.
Yes, you did. Good job.
From Anthony and Joyce, we're going to say,
Choose. Goodbye. Bye. Happy trains. Which one do you want?
how do we start?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh my God, that German was so bad.
It was.
We're going to say, Auf Wiedersehen,
Choose.
and happy trains. Take care.
Bye.